Hello and good morning. It's at least it's morning here in Denmark. I'm at the Cliff Island, Bornholm, with a group doing energy work. But today is also full moon. So this is the full moon update. And we open by connecting with the body and breathing. Intentionally create a sigh or two to connect all your layers, all your parts of consciousness, energy, body. Together we open the mutual field. Hello, hello. Together we open the mutual field and the full moon portal to join in on the energy work. And these days, the special days is related to a shift in global consciousness and the support that's entering our consciousness space or consciousness void that haven't been before. Breathe, and if you would like to attend, you can agree upon attending and participating as active or as support for creating the surplus energy. When we are creating the surplus energy, it creates itself because we are gathering with the intention of sharing. If you participate as active, you can do it even without training because the field supports us and ensures that we are performing, we are participating in the energy work the best way we can do. Breathe. The energy field opens and invites us to join in for this full moon update, full moon energetic update, where we will enter the void of these new connections, this new support from the other civilizations in the universe. That's a match for our consciousness field. We are a really special species because our growth in consciousness has been enhanced by our survival reactions or survival instincts. But due to this enhanced growth, we are also lacking growth. We have huge area of consciousness that's immature. And it's these areas of immature consciousness that will receive support with this update. The update is not only under this full moon, it's meant to stay. It's meant to be stable, full connection. That natural will be a part of our consciousness reflection. These last days we worked here, me and the group, on the island Bornholm, on supporting the shift. Huge energy mechanics has opened in the mutual field of consciousness, been prepared for thousands of years, and ignites in these days. I have been working in the energy nearly all night as well, from yesterday until today. and we will continue the work here until tomorrow. Maybe you sense the enhancement of your energy field that opens here due to the support that's initiated. And I'm brought back to last night, where in the vision I saw connection throughout all of the world related to the different groups of people in higher dimension. It opened like golden symbols all over the globe, and these golden symbols, they called upon the support that was prepared and the connection initiated. Throughout all of the night, everybody on earth is invited into the reflection, the connection through the field, the mutual field of consciousness. And when we are leaving life, we are going through a liberation of earth consciousness, and these structures that's used for liberation when we are entering and leaving life, it works both ways. They connected and ignited in the lowest levels of our presence that's related to our everyday consciousness. And they connected with all the golden symbols around the globe and is now available in our daily, everyday life consciousness as a support for alignment and for interpretation and integration of the updates from the other civilizations. Each and every one of us have like a map of civilizations from other areas in the universe that fits our immature program or immature areas of our consciousness. And this energetic update supports us into a connection with, you could say, an aware, conscious way of connect to this support, this array, this map of support from other civilizations, incarnational programs, libraries. Breathe. And if you want to receive, if you want to contribute and at the same time receive, participate, you just agree with your intention and breathe, and it's brought into the connection that arrived here throughout the night from the 20th to the 21st of June 2024. And by joining in together here, we open to an aware, observing version of what's already here. And the connection we are bringing forward with the full moon energetic update will be available for you as long as you remember it, as long as you're using it with your intention. The multi-dimensional intention arrives here at the same time as this support, this connection. And the connection is enhanced by old space structures that has been used other places. So it's like a reusage of technology, space technology that's brought here from space people, by space people, to support growth or consciousness growth in a mutual field. A week ago, I was invited by the space people to connect and to support the ignition of these reused space structures. It was an amazing experience. And I sense the reconnection to the structures now. Go more more deeply into the channel state. I'm a channel, and always internal connected with these communications. And when I do these services, this energy work, it's always partly channeled and sometimes more than others. So I go deeper into the channeling state. And at the same time, this field of love and light that supports us, that we can use to bring in the list of people and places we would like to bring love and light, opens. And you can connect with your list with people and places you would like to receive love and light. Focus on them and use your intention to place them into the field, and then the field will support these people in these places. Remember to put yourself and someone you care for area where you are normally existing, so you will have your own possibility to actually experience the change. As this open, your field, my field, everybody's field opens more, and this enhances the possibility for you to somehow sense anything of this that we will open. And perhaps you sense it, you could say, in a way where you know something is happening in knowingness. Perhaps you sense it like tingling pressure, something that changed in the body or in the field that surrounds your body. Maybe you sense a change in your senses, the way you meet the physical reality. It's enhanced, or it's blurred for a moment. Just observe and be really aware when we are entering this energy work. This is what you do the best for participation. Now I experience a change. I experience like a softness in my body experience. I experience like the frequency is going really deep. It sends for a short moment like being weak, but I know it's just a body reaction. So I remember there's an endless amount of energy available in the universe, and then immediately when I remember this, the frequency higher again, and the sense of the energy is fulfilled. There's an endless amount of energy available in the universe. The reuse old space structures ignites now in a new level. Breathe. Allow it to support you. To me, I sense in this area with the center of the heart, it is like it's opening and closing at the same time. And I'm shown that this is the alignment where the consciousness energy goes both ways, and find the balance where it goes both ways equally. And this will give me a sense of this opening and closing at the same time. It's alignment where the energy goes up and down at the same time. It's the 7D consciousness sign. And when I allow it to support me to enter into 7D, the sense of tension release. As this old structures ignites, we can use it for the connection through this new connection that gives us continuously updates to support our immature parts of our consciousness to grow by itself into what it would have grown into if we if we wasn't disturbed. And we is us, but it's actually much more related to our ancestors 1,000 years ago, when they reached this stage of possibility to create language skills in these evolutionary steps. The survival system that in other creatures around the universe has developed. So the survival system develops in other species when their consciousness is rising, and develops in different ways, but always developed into be less aggressive with and by the evolution. But in this creature, it hasn't. So the aggressive part of our survival system, and aggressive is both with the fear and the need. In both ways, our system is really aggressive. And the support that we are giving here will support the maturity of a survival system to be less aggressive. How this is sensed, how this is met in you will be completely different from each and every one of us. So to be open-minded, open-hearted, open sensing, to catch what comes by, both when we open now and in your everyday life, will support you into not receiving, but because this is automatically, but to recognize what's going on and to support your consciousness in these next months to come. To recognize more what's going on is really a good idea, because much is going on, and this aggressive part of our immature consciousness doesn't like changes. So by being aware of what's going on, sense it in your way, your higher being, your inner support will show you what your system needs the most to relax more and to participate, join the ride. Breathe. Now we are entering to connect consciously to this support that opens throughout the night between the 20th and the 21st of June, 2024. Being super aware and open. Do you sense any change in your body? Your energy, your sense of being or not? I sense a release in this area where I sensed the pressure before. I sense tingling under my feet. I sense reflections that comes to my mind about organizational things, and I recognize that the way my mind is handling the organizational things is makes more sense. I kind of recognize that without seeing it before, the part of me that creates organizational things has been like aggravated sometimes. Is it called that? Like fast moving, high in vibration. And a part of me is always like relaxed and in this partly meditative state. It's a way of being that supports me well. So I got a recognition, an epiphany, you could nearly say, a revelation that the way my organizational mind, my organizational parts normally works is not really suitable for me. And I sensed now the suitable version, and I recognize that the suitable version of organized things is delivered by this internal update that's initiated just in these days. It's good. And no matter how it reveals itself for you, it's perfect. The important things is to be awake, aware, open, catch the changes. To many, it begins in the body experience. So if anything has happened, now I sense something here around the eyes, I open that to allow it to broaden out and to fulfill my body as good as it can, to spread. Then I sense another kind of tension here, and again allow it to open, allow it to spread. And then I sense like a widening of my consciousness space, the area where I sense my reflections. It's often here in the backside of my field. And then I sense a softening in my body, like my shoulders is relaxing. And I sense a smile that opens from within. And then I sense what I normally experience as widening of perspective in my inner space, and a sense of my inner visions, my inner perspectives being more connected. And I'm really curious about how this will unfold itself in my everyday life, wherever all the different things I'm taking care of. I have a pretty good possibility to check it out, because when I'm leaving here today, it will be late, going home for celebrations of what we call Sankt Hans in Denmark, with guests and everything, and very short time for handling everything. So I'll be really aware of how I take care of that. As this opens to us gathered here, this more aware connection to what's already there, the internal support enhanced through our DNA memory field, initiated, ignited, and supported by this really nearly mechanical structures that's ignited last night in the mutual field of consciousness all over the globe, and connected with the different golden symbols that arrived, and the different golden symbols is related to different lineage of consciousness, way of being conscious that has been grown in different countries, different ways, different beliefs, different systems, different way of handling consciousness. They have, like, each and every one their own golden symbol that in my inner vision calls itself the golden Holy Grail. And now I enhance through all of my center line the enhancement by this support. Breathe to support my system to take it in, this experience, as good as I can. And from my inner side, and I see these golden symbols that they are aligning with each other. And tonight, when I open for the Danish full moon energetic update energy work, they will align and connect as well. And now I see them beautifully align and merge with each other, and the golden symbols merge into each other. And now they kind of swirl around to create a spiral together with all of them in the same spiral. And I sense a change from within at the same time. And now I see the old space structures, the old space mechanics, machines. It's like they were initiated, they were ignited before, but now they begin to work. It's like they create a complete other grid in the mutual field. It's like the grid before was not stable at all, but the part of it that was stable was like linear in its presence, like straight lines connected. But what opens now is like wavery and with soft bands. So instead of lineage or lines, instead of lines, it's like ribbons, soft ribbons. So they can connect a new grid that in my inner vision looks more like soft ribbons. And this enhances the connection between a subconscious part of our consciousness and our aware conscious part of our consciousness. I sensed it in my neck and downwards. And now I'm invited into the more channeled state. Your activation of your nervous system has been wild. Now it's going to serve you better. When the activation of your nervous system serves you better, it will deliver you a lot of information, the information that you can use to widening up your perspective for choices. To collaborate with this experience of a widening perspective for choices, it's a good idea to give it a little bit more time. Just a few seconds with every choice you make will support you in to create the space that's necessary for your consciousness to grab these possibilities and to use it. You don't do anything for using it because it's automatically activated in your subconsciousness and will be delivered to you like a message from within, a new understanding, a new version of being that's brought to you through your consciousness growth normally. You allow it by few seconds or parts of seconds with the open space for it to arrive, to allow it and to give it its presence. To do so, it also will support you in to be aligned with the pace that's suitable for your consciousness, your mind, the pace that has been in your consciousness, in your energy, in your field, and the relation to the mutual extension of your consciousness has been fast and slow at the same time. With this update, it will be geared into a pace where everything is suitable for availability for these updates to arrive to your everyday life. With just a little attention, a little allowance of this space to merge, to arrive, the void of consciousness, to allow it to bring you something you didn't already know, didn't already knew, is what it takes for you to experience this update consciously. The consciously experience supports a human to be peacefully and adventurously participating in the experience. If you're unaware, a part of you will be thrilled and a part of you will be non-accepting. This will open a span, a pressure, a tension that supports the installation, but not as profound and not as harmonized and not as pleasant as the way that you're invited to hear. To take notes of what's going on inside of you in these times is also a good idea because it's a special time that will never arrive again. The notes will show you an evolution of your consciousness and your way of being you that suits you good and is a kind of birth into your own reality. The birth into your own reality will support you into be a more stable, more mature, wise creator of the mutual consciousness. And this happens to each and every one of you here on this earth in this time. We are so excited to see and what will happen and how, and we are so sincere in our devotion to support you. The intense meeting here in this space, in this place, with consciousness really nearly arrived from all over the universe, both from the libraries and from the mutual consciousness fields from the different civilizations with presence of nowadays incarnations. A lot of you will be sensitive in a way where you experience these changes and the meetings with different consciousness beings and other people with a sense of knowingness, know each other, know what's going on without really being able to grab it. To allow yourself not to be disturbed that you're not really able to grab it is a good idea, because this is the space that's creating itself in these days, in these weeks, in these months. So the knowing, not knowing way of being is important, and not being stressed about not being able to catch it or not begin to imagine, not begin to be creative in a way where you create with your mind, with your brain. How can this be? Then you occupy the space that's open to be able to create your mature consciousness with the support from the other civilizations. So to be relaxed when you experience the space between knowing and not knowing, and instead of using a lot of energy and a lot of bandwidth to try to sort out how it could be, to use this capacity to be awake and available and curious and watch what arrives by itself is a much better angle, a much better go-to for this shift. Releasing the channeling, sense the change in the energy as this update connects and lands. And open for a time, a space for questions if anything arrives. And we will put up some more dates, not only under the full moon, so under the next new moon or close to the new moon, I will connect again. I will put up beforehand so you can see when on my channel, The Word of Consciousness. On YouTube, you can see when we will meet again. I can just check here to call it in. I can find it here. It's on the 7th of July, 7/7, and it will be 10:30 p.m. Central European Summertime. There I will open again for energy work, mutual energy work, channeling, and channeled answers to questions if anything arrives. So if no questions of this day, I will say thank you. Thank you for the meeting. Thank you for the connection. Thank you for the mutual journey with us who meets here and with everything that we are participating with. The mutual journey with all that is. Thank you. And hopefully see you. If you find this interesting, please share it. My channel is young, internationally, more mature in Danish. That's my home language.